State governments and even the federal government are successfully in places cracking down and detaining more illegal aliens than ever before, even though our borders remain wide open. The latest example, a group of alleged illegal aliens indicted in an Arizona crime spree. Casey Wyan has our report about effective government.
These alleged illegal aliens are being held without bail in Arizona. Prosecutors call them the zip tie bandits because they're charged in a string of convenience store robberies where victims were held at gunpoint and handcuffed with zip ties. They're among the first defendants affected by Arizona's Proposition 100, which denies bail to illegal aliens arrested for violent crimes.
This is a pattern. We continue to see people who not only are illegal immigrants but have been deported and coming back and committing additional crimes here. Now, that is a politically incorrect fact, but it is a fact.
It's also evidence of increasingly aggressive immigration law enforcement nationwide. ICE says the number of alleged illegal aliens in its custody surpassed 30,000 for the first time last month. That's a 52% increase over 2006. Locking up illegal aliens is the most effective way to ensure they're deported, because as ICE says in a statement, the unfortunate reality is the majority of immigration violators who are not detained and are ordered deported fail to leave the country. Operation Streamline, now in effect in the Border Patrol's Yuma, Laredo, and Del Rio sectors, also has dramatically increased the illegal alien detainee population. In those places, authorities say every person caught entering the United States illegally is prosecuted, and if convicted, jailed before being deported.
Operation Streamline has resulted in an initial surge in demand for bed space, but that surge drops off pretty dramatically along with the drop in the crime rate once the illegals figure out that they're going to be arrested, prosecuted, and thrown in jail.
Arizona's U.S. attorney is considering expanding the zero-tolerance policy statewide. The risk of not securing the border was underscored last week. Tuesday night, Border Patrol agents apprehended a convicted murderer who had been deported after serving his time trying to cross the border in Nogales, Arizona. About 36 hours later, another convicted killer was apprehended in the Border Patrol's Yuma, Arizona sector. Lou.
Well, we're beginning to see some examples of some progress at the margin, but at least it's progress and certainly worthy of note. We should point out that where there is not a zero-tolerance policy, as in the Laredo sector in Texas, I think people would be astonished to hear you recount the number of times before the Border Patrol and Customs and Border Protection get very serious about illegal aliens who cross the border. In Texas, they're permitted how many crossings before they're prosecuted?
In Texas, Lou, the general policy is they have to be apprehended between 7 and 9 times before they're actually prosecuted. It's even worse in those parts of Arizona where they don't have the zero-tolerance policy. Up to 15 times you can get caught crossing the border before you'll face any criminal charges in the United States, Lou.
And that is the kind of mentality that this country has to contend with in its administration. No wonder that the morale of the Border Patrol and Customs and Border Enforcement in this country is so low. And this government has so much to apologize for, this administration. But as Gene Meserve reported and as we have documented for some time now on this broadcast, Casey, the balance between commerce and illegal immigration is an easily determined weighting on the part of this administration. Thank you very much. Casey Wyan.
Okay.
Let's take a look now at some of your thoughts. Robert in Texas said, Lou, this country claimed its independence over 200 years ago. Let's do it again now, one voter at a time. I like the way you think. And Nick in Arkansas, Lou, how long are we going to put up with these inept elected officials? I forgot. We're the ones who keep re-electing these idiots. Shame on us, indeed. And Ann in New Jersey, kudos to you, Lou, for demoting that prince of a man, Governor Spitzer, to the new role of Joker, a job he is well qualified for. We'll have more of your thoughts here later.